Janki, Patel, the teacher called out as she furrowed her brow, wondering if she had just totally butchered my name. And she definitely had. It's Janki, I corrected her awkwardly as I scanned the classroom trying to assess the reaction of my peers, which in years past had always been of confusion and ridicule. There were some stifled laughs. Some of my classmates were repeating my name with that horrid pronunciation. Janki? Janki! Perhaps, or presumably trying to figure out why someone would ever name their child that. Perhaps some of the people in my class were wondering what on earth I must have done the first few days of life for my parents to hate me so much that they would name me Janki. And in that moment of embarrassment, confusion, and ridicule, 7th grade me felt a weight drop in her stomach, the weight of social acceptance. I had always known that my name had cultural significance, but in America, the word Janki had one meaning and one meaning only, and that was of extremely poor and unreliable quality. Thanks, Oxford Dictionary. And so the exact situation that I just described was, is, and will continue to be the story of my life. The beauty of having a very ethnic name in a very Eurocentric world is that no one ever seems to know how to pronounce your name. And this lack of accuracy when it came to my friends and teachers in regards to pronouncing my name would otherwise not bother me, because I, for one, am a person of reason, and I understand that the cultural and language barriers between Gujarat, India, and Naperville, Illinois are bound to cause a sense of unfamiliarity when it came to my name. But the problem was that not only did some people not know how to pronounce my name correctly or try to learn how to pronounce my name correctly, but they would actively try to make fun of me for it. And the worst part was even my teachers, these so-called trusted adults in my life, would engage in the jokes too. So I decided that I needed to come up with a game plan. I needed to come up with a way to mitigate the embarrassment I felt every single time we did roll call. So I basically became an FBI agent. I remember trying to quickly figure out the last names of people around me so that I could prepare myself mentally and emotionally for the appalling derivations that my teachers may come up with that day. Appalling derivations, which in the past have included the aforementioned Janki, the very classy Janki, and my personal favorite, Junki, June, like the month. I was born in April. And all jokes about my name aside, because my name remains a novelty, year after year, just like clockwork, I brace myself for the furrowed brows, the confused dispositions, and of course, the stifled laughs. Now, no matter how many times I experienced the same situation, the ridicule was always hurtful and always unwarranted. Even still, I never wanted to change my name or be called by anything different because my parents had told me how my name was the name of a Hindu goddess and how it was an honor for me to have this name. But the problem was that I never wanted to tell people this. I never tried to explain who I was, where I was from, and what my culture had to offer. But that started to change in around 7th grade, when I became more involved at my temple. At my temple, I was surrounded by allies. I was surrounded by people who accepted me, and this eventually led to me accepting myself. And so, as I grew older, and maybe just a little bit wiser, I realized that someone making fun of my name was much more indicative of the kind of person that they are than the kind of person that I am. And this encouraged me to wear my name with pride. And while I still have to deal with the abysmal pronunciations and snickers from my classmates and teachers year after year, the way that I see myself has changed. I have evolved from someone who is too scared to defend herself to someone who not only explains her name, but is willing to talk about her culture to others as well. I no longer feel the need to slouch in my desk during roll call, but rather, my skin is thickened and I'm not only someone who faces the ridicule, but is willing to correct the ignorance that fuels it. And while I still may have to deal with the mockery of people that are extremely poor and unreliable quality, I know to hold my name to a high standard and defend it. Because after all, it's my name.